this video, I'm going to share with you one key tip that you can try today which may reduce fatigue in arthritis. In the case of this channel, we're talking about Ankylosing Spondylitis, Axial Spondyloarthritis, because we're Yoga for AS, an organisation that works with people living with AS and axSpA. My name's Jamie, and I was diagnosed with this condition when I was 18. Yoga was a huge part of me recovering a better quality of life, and that's what we do at Yoga for AS. So we understand what it's like to live with this condition, and we've gained expertise both through living with this condition and working with so many people living with this condition as well. So let's jump into this one key practice that can, from my experience and many students that I've observed, really help with fatigue. So what is it? This practice is called Yoga Nidra, which means yogic sleep. In the scientific community, it's sometimes referred to as non-sleep deep rest, or NSDR. So how does this practice work? Well, you get into a comfortable position, lying down quite typically. You can do it from a chair, just be mindful to be sure not to be kind of too rigid and upright, but be able to relax into a safe and comfortable position. So you can do it from both lying and sitting. The thing to be mindful of is if you are lying on the floor, with AS or axSpA, many people report that that can be quite uncomfortable. There are a few things you can do, like you can have a pillow under the head, a pillow under the hips. You can also have the soles of the feet on the floor so the knees are lifted, and you can, from a lying position, elevate the legs onto a chair as long as it's on a non-slip surface, and you can also have a belt tied around the thighs, which will take some of the pressure out of the knees and hips. In the description of this video, there's a deeper dive on how to get into a more comfortable position lying down on the floor. So anyway, back to this practice. How does it work? Once you're in a comfortable position, a guided voice will take you through a progressive relaxation technique in which you'll start with some body scans, some body awareness techniques, then quite typically some breathing practices, some breathing techniques, then into some guided imagery, and there's a few more tools and techniques in there depending on the practitioner, depending on what they're teaching. But all of these are with the goal of training the body into a very relaxed state. So we move out of any stress, the sympathetic, which means fight, flight and freeze, and into the parasympathetic, which means rest and digest. So very, very relaxing for the body on a physiological level. After doing this practice, we can be left feeling a lot more restored and a lot more energy. This is from my own personal experience, but also seeing it in hundreds of other people. The thing to be mindful of with this practice is if you're new to anything like this, it may sound a little bit like, oh, well, I'm not sure about this. I'm a little bit apprehensive. It's not really my thing. I'm not really into meditation or relaxation stuff. That's what I was like before I tried this practice many years ago. It was only after I practiced it, I went, wow, I feel so much less fatigue. And that gave me all the drive I needed to keep up with it on a very regular basis and share it with many other people. You might be thinking this sounds quite similar to the practice of meditation. It's actually quite different. In meditation, you're focusing on one particular object, whatever that may be, the breath, the body, etc. And when you're practicing Yoga Nidra, instead of focusing on one thing, you're moving your awareness around a whole theme of things, whether that be the body, our breathing, whether that be images in the mind. And what this allows us to do is, instead of being in the state of focus, which has a lot of benefits in terms of helping us feel more alert, more calm, more centered, we're moving into a state where we're not really thinking much at all or focusing much at all. And instead we are simply beginning to relax the body deeper and deeper. It doesn't require much effort. In fact, the aim of the practice is not to try really much at all, and instead begin to allow things to be as they are. And that practice of allowing takes us into a state where we're not in a trying mode, we're not in doing mode. If you'd like me to delve deeper into the science of this, I've really just scratched the surface of how Yoga Nidra can affect us on a physiological level, then let me know in the comments. I'm happy to make another video addressing this in more detail. So when's the best time to practice Yoga Nidra? Well, you can practice it first thing in the morning. When you wake up, if you're feeling fatigued, you can try it then. You can practice it in the early afternoon in replacement of a nap. That's what I do. Or you can practice it in the evening as a tool to help you get more ready to go to sleep or transition into sleep. Here's 4 tips for getting started with this practice. Tip number 1, be in a place where you won't be disturbed. That's really important. And make sure you're comfortable. So again, find a position where you can really relax. It doesn't have to be a yoga position, just a position where you can safely relax. Number 2, wear earphones or headphones if possible. This will just provide a more optimal experience. Number 3, there are different lengths that you can practice, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes and more. I'd recommend starting with 20. This is a good time for you to really see the benefits of the practice, and then you can explore shorter or longer ones. Number 4, let go of your expectations of the practice. Just go in with an open mind. Don't think too much. It's not a practice of thinking, it's a practice of just being and allowing yourself to be. There's one extra tip that I forgot, and that is if you have an eye mask, it's a really helpful addition to this practice, because especially if you're doing it during the day and you're in a bright room, it helps you to actually drop into that relaxed state more readily. If you'd like to learn this practice with me, I have a course all on Yoga Nidra on the Yoga for AS virtual library. What is the virtual library? It's a library of courses online for people with AS or axSpA, which has been developed by myself and Geoff, who also has AS or axSpA. So you can try this for free. Just head on over to our website to learn more. And there are also a bunch of great organizations out there that teach Yoga Nidra. You can always search those for yourself. One I would recommend is called the Yoga Nidra Network. So that's it from this video. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've got some key takeaways for this practice of Yoga Nidra. Give it a go, and I'd love to hear how you get on. So leave something in the comments, sharing your experience. That'd be amazing. Have a great rest of your day and take care. Cheers, everyone.